Good evening and welcome to the National Sports Magazine. I'm V Krishnaswamy, and in this edition we have for you action from the Cricket World Cup, Wimbledon, hockey, football, and last but not the least, a roundup of other major sporting events. The league stage of the 2019 World Cup of Cricket is almost over and the four semi-finalists have been identified. Yet the exact lineup will be known only after the final set of matches where India meets Sri Lanka and Australia take on South Africa. The four semi-finalists are very much in line with the expectations, with Australia, India, England and New Zealand going through the initial stages to make it to the last four, though the Kiwis had some hiccups in the last stages. Pakistan, after losing a string of matches, did make a comeback, but it was too little, too late. In the lead up to the knockouts, we saw some really close encounters in the league stages. Australia overcame an early setback against India, who were also beaten by England in a high-scoring match. There were ups and downs, though Australia and India were always praised strongly to make the last four stages of the tournament. India and Australia were clinical, while New Zealand lost their winning momentum in the last few games. After a decent start to their campaign, England were forced to win their last two games in order to book a place in the semi-finals. Pakistan seemed almost in with a chance, but in the end, the net run rate and a few other results did not go their way. Bangladesh were really good against most oppositions and fought until the end. Afghanistan were good in patches, but their inexperience showed, while West Indies were good only in a few areas. Even as Rakesh Sharma and skipper Virat Kohli for India, Aaron Finch and David Warner for Australia, Jason Roy and Johnny Bairstow for England, and Kane Williamson for the Kiwis were brilliant, Shakib Hassan of Bangladesh was the star who held his own with both batting and bowling. South Africa were a big disappointment despite 2 wins in 8 matches, and their loss in the first 5 matches ruled them out very early from the semi-final race. Australia have been a dominant force, winning 7 of the 8 matches so far. While the openers have been giving good starts consistently, Alex Carey, the wicket-keeper batsman, has shown the class and a match-winning ability. Their bowling unit, led by the ever-reliable Mitchell Starc, was further bolstered by the inclusion of Nathan Lyon. India had their openers do a good job till Shikhar Dhawan had to go back because of an injury. However, India's batting was also ably aided by Jaspreet Bumrah, who was absolutely magnificent with the new ball.
Whenever I practice in the nets, I practice each and every situation, be it with the new ball, be it with the old ball, bowling at the dead. So if I've ticked all the boxes in the nets, so in the match it's all about execution and keeping a clear head. So I like to do that. So all of that preparation helps me in the matches. So if the work ethic is good, I think the execution then feels much more easier in the game.
With some of the teams, including India, yet to finish the league engagements, Australia are on top with 14 points, while India have 13. England have 12 and New Zealand 11. Pakistan, with 9, had a statistical and a mathematical chance. They needed a win with a margin of over 310 runs, which was simply impossible in this format. Indian skipper Virat Kohli summed up his team's performance as the team gets ready for the semi-finals.
We thought England is probably going to dominate in their own conditions, but as I said at the beginning of the tournament, that pressure is going to be a massive factor to handle and low scores are going to be defended. And I said that because I played 2 World Cups, and that usually happens in such a big tournament where all teams are very strong. So anyone can beat anyone on the day. We got a scare from Afghanistan, another low scoring game against the West Indies. So you can't take anything for granted, and we still can't be complacent as a side. To be a good quality side, you need to adapt to the situation that is in front of you. I think it's about finding ways to win, finding ways to score runs, and that's something that we take a lot of pride in as a team, and I just want us to focus on that. The more basic you can keep things in a tournament like the World Cup, the better chances you have of being one up against the opposition under pressure. The more you attach emotion or excitement or too much pressure to an occasion, you can't make good decisions. So I think people have stepped up at different times, and we feel like we've given a total team performance till now. And that's purely because everyone's just looking to execute what they need to at that particular moment for the team. No one's trying to get more wickets than the other person. No one's trying to score more runs than the other person. It's all about, in that situation, how can I contribute for the team? And that focus always helps. Focus on our skill sets, not too much on the opposition. And if we do our skills well, we know we can come up in any situation.
My colleague Kanishka Tyagi spoke to former India fast bowler Chetan Sharma on the action so far in the World Cup and what to expect over the next few days as the matches get even more exciting.
In your opinion, has the round-robin format ensured that only the strong teams progress to the semi-final stage?
This is the best format because if a good side, by chance, like it happened in 2007, India lost to Bangladesh and we couldn't recover. It was the end of the story for India. And you have a time to recover yourself. With a chance, you lose to a minnows. But you have plenty of time. You have near about 6-7 matches in hand to come and make your place somewhere in semi-final. This is what it actually happened, and we call it a World Cup. What is a world champion? Like, you have beaten everybody and then you become a world champion. You should play against each other, win or lose, and then you go ahead win semi-finals and finals and win the trophy. I think so. This format is the best format for the World Cup.
As many as 5 batsmen have scored 500 or more runs. What do you think?
Yes, out of that, the Australians are there. Even Rohit Sharma is one of those guys. We never expected wickets like this in England. You believe me. I was thinking like what we know about England, fast bowlers do enjoy bowling on wickets in English conditions, but it's different story altogether. It's like 300, 350 runs been made and it's been chased, and it's totally different wickets altogether. And the weather forecast, we thought definitely there will be help for the fast bowlers because of the overcast conditions, but nothing this sort of thing actually happened in World Cup. That's the reason we have near about 5 guys who have scored more than 500 runs in the World Cup so far.
If we talk about points table right now, Australia is sitting at top of points table with 14 points. India has 13 points currently, and both the teams have to play one more match. So depending on our position on that points table, we'll either play England or New Zealand. And interestingly, we lost the match against England and the match against New Zealand was washed out. And one more thing here I'll add is that the warm-up match that we played against New Zealand, it was won by New Zealand. Which team would you want India to play in semi-finals?
I basically don't think much about that. In 1987, I still remember which the World Cup I played. We always wanted to play England, thinking of that the Australia will be a tougher opposition to us and we will easily beat England in Wankhede Stadium. But the net result was what? They really practiced on sweeping our spinners, and Graham Gooch came, hammered us, and we lost in Wankhede Stadium in 1987, and England qualified for the finals and Australia won the trophy that time. It's better not to think much about that. Just concentrate what you have to do tomorrow. If India has to play Sri Lanka, just go try your combination. If you think Mayank Agarwal, you want to fit him as a opener and take Rahul as number 4, you want to try him out. What combination you want to try for semi-final, you should try against Sri Lanka, and don't think whom you are going to play. Who knows, South Africa played worst of the cricket so far, will go and beat Australia in the last game, and at least they go home victorious. So it's better not to think about it. Whosoever comes, and you plan accordingly.
But do you still think that New Zealand would be a better option for us because they will go into the semi-finals with 3 losses?
Ask anybody in India, anybody and everybody will say, yes, we want to play New Zealand. Who knows, after 11th, if we are playing England, we might be saying, oh, good, we played England. Because it doesn't mean England has beaten us on the same ground in Birmingham and we are going to be beaten again on the same ground by England. It never happens like that. It's a different day, different wicket, different atmosphere and different sort of pressure. Because I still think pressure will be more on England than it will be on India, because they are playing on their home turf in front of their home crowd. When you're playing at home, there's more pressure on you than anybody else. So let it be the way it is and play to your potential. India is the best side in the World Cup. Everybody knows. Even Atherton has given the statement, whosoever beats India can win the World Cup, and England has beaten us in the qualifying rounds. If India plays to their potential, I don't think so England has that much that they can come and beat India in semi-finals.
It has been a good World Cup for Pacers so far. Pacers have used the Yorkers to restrict the batsmen and have used short ball to take the wickets. How would you assess?
Yeah, definitely Jaspreet Bumrah is one of the best if we talk about from Indian point of view. Mohammad Shami took a hat-trick, but last couple of games he's not able to bowl Yorkers. Look at Zafar Archer. Initially, the reports were coming that he might not be selected for the World Cup. Today, he's the highest wicket taker for England in World Cup from England side. Before that, Ian Botham got 16 wickets in 1992 World Cup. This is what actually happened because he's using Yorkers, short deliveries. And all around the world, you see the way Mitchell Stark had bowled Yorkers. Cottrell from West Indies, they use Yorkers. It's good to see that the fast bowlers are really working hard. They know their limitations. They know the power plays. First 10 overs, only 2 fielders allowed outside the circle, then 4, then 5. They're bowling according to the situation, according to the wickets available for you. You only have how you're going to survive in international cricket is to bowl good Yorkers and surprise the batsman with the bouncers. And this is the way you can survive in international cricket.
Even as the World Cup of Cricket was in progress, one of its keenest followers, former India all-rounder Rakesh Shukla, passed away in Delhi after prolonged illness. He was 71.
क्रिकेट के बारे में आप भी सोचते हैं, मैं भी सोचता हूँ. सोच हमारी यही कहती है नए बच्चों को भी एक्सपोजर मिलना चाहिए. हालांकि यहाँ पर आईपीएल में भी कई नए बच्चों को एक्सपोजर मिला है और उन्होंने ड्रेसिंग रूम शेयर किया है. बड़े बड़े खिलाड़ियों के साथ जरूर कुछ सीखा होगा और वहाँ से कुछ सीख के आए और भारत का नाम रोशन करें.
Shukla made his test debut against Sri Lanka in 1982. It was the only test match that he played for India. He finished with 2 wickets in the game and did not play for India thereafter. In domestic cricket, though, he remained a name to be reckoned with while playing for Delhi, Bihar and Bengal. He played 121 first-class matches, claimed 295 wickets and scored 3,798 runs that included 6 centuries and 17 half-centuries. Immensely liked by fellow players and fans for his ever-cheerful demeanour, Shukla continued his association with cricket even after retirement. He was an active coach and a regular voice as an expert on international cricket on All India Radio and other media platforms. Still on cricket, Ambati Rayudu, once seen as one of the most promising young cricketers to emerge on the scene, announced a surprise decision by retiring from all cricket after not being picked for the ongoing World Cup. The Hyderabad star, who was in good form till recently, was reckoned as one of the picks for the World Cup in England. But he did not make the team on the first go, and neither was he chosen when the first and second replacements were sent following injuries to Shikhar Dhawan and then Vijay Shankar. Rayudu, a right-hand middle-order batsman who occasionally kept wickets, also bowled right-arm off breaks. He played for Hyderabad in domestic cricket and for Chennai Super Kings in the IPL. Rayudu played 55 one-day internationals for India, with his last appearance being against Australia in March this year. He scored 1,694 runs with 3 centuries and 10 50s. He also played 6 T20 internationals and 97 first-class matches and scored 16 centuries and 34 50s. The month of July is also associated with one of the most popular sporting events in the world, which is the All England Tennis Championships at Wimbledon. We are still in the first week of the 2-week Grand Slam, which is the third in the series of 4. We have already seen a lot of reverberations and upsets and some fine performances too. Here is a report.
The big three of tennis, Novak Djokovic, Roger Federer and Rafael Nadal, have started the Wimbledon campaign on a strong note, easing into the third round without much fuss. Federer, promoted to second seed, can win a 9th crown, while two-time champion Nadal is seeking to complete a rare back-to-back Roland Garros Wimbledon double. World number 1 Djokovic is the defending champion and chasing a 5th title at the All England club. Federer chasing a 21st major, first played Wimbledon in 1999. He reached the last 32 of a Grand Slam for the 70th time on Thursday when he defeated British wildcard Jay Clark in the second round at Wimbledon. Pushing 38, he would be the oldest ever Grand Slam champion if he were to win the 9th title. Dominic Thiem, Alexander Zverev and Stefanos Tsitsipas, who occupy the next 3 spots in the world rankings, have yet to get past the last 16 on Wimbledon's grass. Kei Nishikori, the world number 7, was a quarterfinalist in 2018, while 8th ranked Kevin Anderson, seeded 4th this year, was runner-up 12 months ago. In the women's section, Ashley Barty goes into Wimbledon buoyed by being world number 1 and with several of her major rivals struggling. The engaging 23-year-old Australian has yet to get beyond the third round at Wimbledon. However, by winning the Birmingham tournament last weekend, Barty showed she has the strength to add the grass-court Grand Slam to the French Open she won on clay and became the first Australian women's champion since Wollongong Colley's second success in 1980. With 37-year-old seven-time champion Serena Williams finally showing signs of age, Osaka looking exposed through poor form, and two-time Wimbledon singles champion Petra Kvitova still easing back to top form after an arm injury, Barty holds the chances to lift the title this year. Meanwhile, Angelique Kerber's defense of a singles title came to an early end at Wimbledon, being knocked out in the second round by Lauren Davy. The 31-year-old German, who came into the tournament in form, having reached the final at Eastbourne, made her earliest exit since losing in the same round in 2013. Barty's bid to become the first woman since Serena Williams in 2015 to win the French Open and Wimbledon in the same year stayed on track with a 6-1, 6-3 second-round victory over Belgium's Alison van Uytvanck. Also easing through was 2017 US Open champion Sloane Stephens, who took the first 8 games against a Chinese opponent Wang Yafan before winning 6-0, 6-2. Coming to the Indian angle, country's top singles player Prajnesh Gunneswaran crashed out of the Wimbledon championships after going down in straight sets to world number 17 Milos Raonic of Canada in the opening round. It was Prajnesh's third first-round exit after losing in the opening round at both Australian Open and French Open. Prajnesh was the only Indian in the singles main draw after Ramkumar Ramanathan and Ankita Raina bowed out after losing their respective second-round qualifying matches. Saket Maineni had lost in the first round of the qualifiers.
After the fine success of the men's hockey team in reaching the final Olympic qualifiers for 2020 Tokyo Olympics next year, it was the turn of the women's team to put in a similar winning performance in Hiroshima. Here is a report.
India pipped Japan 3-1 to clinch the FIH Women's Series finals held in Hiroshima, Japan. India had to at least reach the finals in order to qualify for the qualifiers and then try to make inroads to qualify for the Tokyo Olympics 2020. It was a complete team performance from India. Captain Rani led from the front to score team's first goal in 3rd minute. Later, equalizer came from Japan's Kenan Mori in the 11th minute. This was the lone goal that came from Japan in the match. While for India, Gurjeet continued her stupendous form and scored 2 goals, one in the 45th and the other one in the 60th minute. In the entire match, India's ball possession percentage was much higher than the opposition. En route to the title, India defeated Uruguay 4-1, while in the second match, India was clinical as they routed Poland 5-0. India raised their bar in every match, which was very evident as they thrashed Fiji 11-0 to set up a semi-final clash against Chile. India maintained their winning streak as they came good against Chile 4-2. Apart from magnificent team performance, there were few Indian players who stole the limelight. Gurjeet, with 11 goals, emerged as top scorer, while skipper Rani Rampal was adjudged best player of the tournament. Rani was very optimistic about the importance of this victory.
काफ़ी डिफ़िकल्ट था कि हमें पता था कि हम वहाँ पे हायर रैंक टीम है और हमें एवरी मैच में जब वो अच्छा परफॉर्म करना है, लेकिन हमारी टीम ने एज अ टीम होके खेला और हर मैच पे मैच अच्छा परफॉर्म किया है. अभी हम नेक्स्ट राउंड के लिए उससे ज़्यादा हार्ड वर्क करेंगे ताकि हम फ्यूचर में भी ऐसे ही हम लोग अच्छा करें.
When asked about the team strategy, this is what the skipper had to say.
हर मैच के लिए हमारी अलग ही स्ट्रैटेजी थी दूसरी टीम को देख के कि उनके अकॉर्डिंगली, और हमारा यही था कि हमें वहाँ 500 पॉइंट्स लेने हैं. अगर हम गोल जीतेंगे तभी हमें 500 पॉइंट्स मिलेंगे. सो हमारी टीम ने काफ़ी अच्छा खेला और हमारे कोचिंग स्टाफ ने टीम को काफ़ी सपोर्ट किया.
Although this was an important victory, but the challenge is not over yet. Rani feels there are certain areas which needs to be addressed.
हमारा ये है कि नेक्स्ट अभी हमारी 2 वीक्स की ब्रेक है, उसके बाद हमारी बेंगलोर में ट्रेनिंग स्टार्ट होगी, तो हमें ट्रेनिंग में जो भी अभी हम खेल के आए हैं उसमें जो भी इम्प्रूवमेंट करने की जरूरत है उसके ऊपर काम करेंगे. फोकस हमारा अभी क्वालिफायर्स के ऊपर है कि हम उसमें अच्छा परफॉर्म कर जीतें.
The 2019 Women's FIH Olympic qualifiers will be the final stage of the qualification for the women's field hockey event at the 2020 Summer Olympics. The qualifiers will be held later this year. 14 teams will participate, out of which 7 will qualify for the Olympics. As of now, 9 teams have qualified, including Argentina, Australia, Germany, Netherlands, Ireland, South Korea, India, Canada and Spain. We spoke to former Olympian Zafar Iqbal, who feels there is a good chance for Indian side to qualify for the Olympics.
We are improving day by day, I would say. The team is focusing how to qualify for the Olympic Games. This time we are seeing, okay, the team is doing very well. There's no doubt about it. The whole team has performed very well during the FIH final at Japan. And not so many strong teams were there. But still, I believe that Japan was a very good team. And we had defeated in the final. So we are on the path. I'm sure in the next stage, we can qualify for the Olympic Games. This is a very good chance we will have in the next stage. So I think everybody is working hard to improve their games and also the strategy and all sort of things. So the physical fitness I have seen, these girls have really performed very well of very high standards. So whatever be the weaknesses you might have observed during the FIH final this time, we have to rectify in the next stage so that we can qualify for the Olympic Games.
Mr. Iqbal feels converting short corners will be key to success.
The main focus should be how to score through the short corner. Whenever we get short corner, we should not miss. We must have some kind of strategy. If we fail in one set of penalty corner, then we should have another one or another one. The 3-4 set we must have in our pocket so that we can open at any point of time during the games.
Zafar Iqbal was satisfied with the efforts put in by the entire Indian squad.
These players are doing very well, and the supporting staff, the physical trainer, the psychologist and the coach himself, naturally they must be focusing how to improve their game, and they have a good chance to qualify for the Olympic Games.
Hockey India has meanwhile named the 33 core probables list for the upcoming Indian Junior Women's National Coaching Camp to be held in Bangalore from July 8. Every 4 years, the men's football world is full of excitement with the World Cup of Football. And in the years in between comes the Women's World Cup of Football, which evokes as much interest around the world. Here is a report.
An extra time strike by Jackie Groenen saw the Netherlands edge out Sweden 1-0 in a grueling Women's World Cup semi-final in Lyon, taking the European champions through to this weekend's final against the United States. After a goalless 90 minutes, midfielder Groenen broke the deadlock in the 99th minute of a tense contest, breaking Swedish hearts in the process. When Daniel van de Dong's pass was touched into a path by Swedish defender Linda Sombron, Groenen sent a low shot from 20 yards beyond the reach of goalkeeper Hedvig Linda and into the far corner. Having knocked out former winners Japan and then Italy in the previous 2 rounds, the Dutch are now just 1 game away from adding a first World Cup to the title they won at Euro 2017, a tournament they hosted. Getting this far is a remarkable achievement for the Orange, who are appearing at just their 2nd World Cup, but they will surely need to improve drastically if they are to stand any chance of defeating the holders. While the USA got through to their 3rd successive World Cup final after edging out England 2-1. Alex Morgan scored what proved to be the winner, but hailed goalkeeper Alisa Neher after her late penalty save from Steve Hookton allowed holders, the United States, to claim a dramatic 2-1 victory over England.
Meanwhile, Peru pulled off the biggest upset of the tournament as they sent defending champions Chile packing 3-0 to reach the final of the Copa America for the first time in 44 years at Porto Alegre, Brazil. Chile will play host Brazil in Sunday's final at the famous Macarana Stadium. Gabriel Jesus and Roberto Firmino scored the goals as Brazil beat arch-rivals Argentina 2-0 to qualify for the Copa America final. Jesus and Firmino netted a goal apiece in each half to give Brazil a victory, which ensured Lionel Messi's frustrating wait for a major international tournament title with Argentina continued. In the second semi-final, goals from Edison Flores, Yoshimar Yotun and Paulo Guerrero handed Peru a deserved win. The stunning upset prevented Chile's golden generation from challenging for a third straight title following their wins over Argentina in 2015 and 2016. Little was expected of Peru in the knockout stages after they ended the group phase with a humbling 5-0 thrashing by Brazil.
Even as the top events are going on, there have been a lot of other sporting action taking place around the world.
The All India Senior Ranking Badminton Tournament 2019 was held in Hyderabad. 6th seed Lakshya Sen staved off a stiff resistance from 2nd seed Rahul Yadav to triumph in men's singles category, while Gayatri Gopichand finished on a high with 2 titles. Gayatri Gopichand announced her arrival in the senior category with a title in women's singles as well as women's doubles. India's chief national badminton coach Pulela Gopichand added yet another feather to his cap as he was bestowed upon an honorary doctorate by IIT Kanpur on the occasion of their 52nd convocation. The coach received this honor from former chairman of ISRO and chairman of Board of Governors of IIT Kanpur, Professor K. Radhakrishnan. The Badminton Association of India announced a 23-member Indian squad that is set to participate at the Asian Junior Championship to be held in Suzhou, China from 20th to 28th July. The boys' singles challenge will be spearheaded by Manipur's Maisnam Meraba Luwang. The girls' team will be spearheaded by the Airport Authority of India's Malvika Bansod.
India's junior women boxers captured a healthy haul of 7 medals that included 5 gold and 2 silver to finish their campaign on a high at the 5th Black Forest Cup 2019 Championship held in Villingen, Germany from June 19 to 23rd. Tamanna in 48 kg, Anju Devi in 50, Neha in 54, while H. Ambashori Devi in 57 and Preeti Dahiya in 60 kg category returned with the gold out of the 13-member Indian squad that had participated. While Tamanna faced off stiff resistance from Daria of Ukraine before she registered a 4-1 win in the 48 kg final, Neha, her statemate from Haryana though, was absolutely dominant in the 54 kg final and beat Lithuania's Kara Kornia by referee stopping the contest in the very first round. Her stellar performance also ensured that she won the Best Boxer award at the end of the tournament. Upcoming talent and Karnataka boxer Anju Devi demolished Fatima of Germany 5-0 in the 50 kg final and deservedly won the Best Promising Boxer award. Ambeshori Devi and Preeti Dahiya were equally impressive in the 57 and 60 kg summit showdowns respectively, while the former blanked Varga Beata of Hungary 5-0, the latter outsmarted Tutul Lutfiye of Germany by a similar scoreline. In 52 kg, Tannu narrowly went down fighting 2-3 to Lara of Germany to settle for the silver medal. Ashreya Dinesh Naik, however, could not do much in 63 kg against local hope Hek Jenin, who proved too strong in a 5-0 result. 10 countries including India, Ukraine, Germany, Kazakhstan, Latvia, Hungary, Lithuania, Mongolia, Greece and Poland had taken part at this tournament. India's powerful performances helped the contingent to win the Best Team trophy as well.
And here is some more good news from the athletics field as Hima Das won the 200 meters gold medal in Poznan Grand Prix meet in Poland. Hima has been recovering from an injury, and with this win, she showed that she is on form and on the right track in time for the World Championships coming up later this year. And that's all in this edition of the National Sports Magazine. This is V Krishnaswamy, along with my colleagues Deepika Das, P S Sreejeet and producer Sudhir Rajoria, signing off from this edition of the National Sports Magazine. Happy listening till we meet again.